Cardiac arrest and stroke are no longer just old age problems. They're happening more often at younger ages, sometimes striking people in their 40s, 50s, even earlier. And in many cases, it can be triggered by something as simple as what you eat at breakfast. If you're concerned about your own health or worried about someone you love, this message could be the most important thing you watch all year. I want you to imagine this. John, a 62-year-old grandfather, was getting ready to take his two grandkids to the park. He'd been looking forward to it all week. But just as he reached for his shoes, his vision blurred, his chest tightened, and his legs gave out. Within seconds, he was on the floor. The doctors later told him the truth. Years of bad cholesterol and hidden arterial plaque had narrowed his blood vessels to the point that his heart and brain were starving for oxygen. He had been living with the silent heart attack symptoms for months, never recognizing the danger. That's the terrifying part. 80% of people who suffer a silent heart attack never know it happened. The warning signs, a little fatigue, shortness of breath, a tight feeling in the neck, are so easy to dismiss. And with blocked arteries, the risk of a major heart attack or a disabling stroke skyrockets. It's like walking around with a time bomb in your chest. But here's the hopeful twist. Researchers have discovered stroke prevention foods that don't just slow the damage. They can actually help reverse it. In fact, one everyday food has been shown to reduce arterial plaque by an average of 38% in people over 60 in just 6 months. And it's not some exotic supplement or expensive treatment. It's probably in your kitchen right now. We'll reveal exactly what that is in just a moment. But more importantly, you're going to learn how to protect yourself and your loved ones with simple, natural changes. No prescription drugs, no extreme diets. So don't miss this. In the next few minutes, you'll see how everyday foods can help prevent both heart attack and stroke while giving you more energy and peace of mind. To understand how one simple food can save your life, we have to start where everything begins: your blood. Your blood isn't just a red liquid moving through your veins. It's the fuel for the trillions of cells that make up every part of you: your heart, your brain, your muscles, even your skin. Every heartbeat sends that fuel to where it's needed. But here's the danger. When your blood becomes dirty, thick, and overloaded with fats and toxins, it forces your heart to work twice as hard. That extra pressure on your blood vessel walls is one of the main drivers behind heart disease and stroke. Think of your liver as the body's oil refinery. Its job is to filter and clean the fuel, your blood, before it's sent out to power your body. But if the filter gets clogged or damaged by years of poor diet, lack of exercise, and constant exposure to processed foods, the oil is no longer pure. Instead, it's thick with sludge, excess cholesterol, triglycerides, and toxins that damage the delicate lining of your arteries. Your arteries are like fuel pipes, delivering that life-giving blood to your heart and brain. When the pipes are wide and smooth inside, fuel flows easily. But if those pipes narrow because of plaque buildup, the engine, your heart and brain, start running on fumes. This is how strokes happen in seconds and how silent heart attacks can steal years from your life without warning. Here's the mechanism in simple terms. The bad cholesterol, LDL, when present in excess, teams up with chronic inflammation in the body. This duo creates hardened plaque deposits along the arterial walls. Over time, these plaques don't just block blood flow, they become brittle. A sudden spike in blood pressure or even stress can cause them to rupture, creating a clot that stops blood flow completely. In the brain, that's a stroke. In the heart, it's a heart attack. Protecting the endothelial cells, the thin, armor-like lining inside your blood vessels, is critical. When these cells are healthy, they keep the arteries flexible and prevent clots from forming. But when they're damaged by toxins, high blood sugar, or oxidative stress, your body triggers a repair process that actually lays down more plaque, making the problem worse. And here's a truth that might surprise you. Conventional medicine often treats the numbers, not the root cause. Statin drugs can lower your cholesterol score on a blood test, but they don't rebuild damaged arteries, clean out old plaque, or restore healthy endothelial function. Plus, they can come with side effects, muscle pain, fatigue, and even liver stress, which is why many seniors eventually ask, is there a better way? Yes, there is. It begins with a mindset shift. It's not aging itself that causes heart disease. It's the decades of wrong eating habits, too much sitting, and shallow breathing that slowly damage your cardiovascular system. That's why you'll see people in their 80s with clean arteries and vibrant energy, and others in their 50s already battling advanced heart disease. By choosing the best diet for heart health for seniors, by learning how to prevent heart disease naturally, and by making sure your body gets the right nutrients, including key vitamins for heart health, you can give your arteries the chance to heal. Your liver can work more efficiently, your blood can flow more freely, and your cells can get the oxygen and nutrients they need to keep you strong. And remember, the food we're talking about today isn't magic on its own. It works best when combined with other heart-friendly habits we'll reveal later in this video. But it is a powerful tool, one that science has proven can shrink plaque and lower bad cholesterol while keeping the good cholesterol your body needs. In just a moment, we'll uncover the 3 silent mistakes that most people make daily without realizing they're damaging their arteries and increasing their stroke risk. If you've ever wondered why some people seem to have heart problems out of nowhere, you need to hear this next part. Many people believe they're living a healthy life, eating okay, staying relatively active, and visiting the doctor once in a while. But the truth is, there are 3 everyday habits quietly pushing millions toward a stroke or heart attack without them realizing it. And if you recognize yourself in any of these, the time to change is right now. Mistake number 1. Drinking ice-cold water first thing in the morning. It might feel refreshing, but here's what's happening inside your body. That sudden cold shock causes your blood vessels to constrict. If you already have plaque buildup, this narrowing makes it easier for a piece of plaque to break off and block blood flow. For someone with hidden plaque, that can mean a sudden stroke before breakfast. Mistake number 2. Eating salty, processed meats. Bacon, sausages, deli slices. They might be convenient, but they're loaded with sodium, preservatives, and unhealthy fats. High salt intake raises your blood pressure, forcing your heart to pump harder. Over time, this extra pressure inflames the delicate lining of your arteries, making them more prone to damage and plaque buildup. Even worse, the nitrates used in many processed meats create compounds that accelerate artery stiffening. If you want to focus on stroke prevention foods, this is the first category to cut. Mistake number 3. Sitting still after dinner. You finished your evening meal, you're tired, and you sink into the couch for a few hours of TV. But this habit slows down circulation, especially to your brain. Blood pools in the lower body, and the reduced flow encourages clot formation. These clots can travel to the brain or heart without warning. Even just a slow 10-minute walk after dinner can keep blood moving and dramatically lower your risk. Let me share a real-life story. Robert, a 58-year-old viewer, had been experiencing occasional chest tightness and shortness of breath. They were mild, so he assumed it was just fatigue from work. Those were actually heart attack warning signs. 2 weeks later, while sleeping, Robert suffered a stroke that left him unable to use his right arm for months. His doctors traced it back to years of small, repeated damage from these harmless habits. The most dangerous part? None of these mistakes feel urgent in the moment. You don't feel the plaque building. You don't hear your arteries narrowing. But over time, the damage is real, and in some cases irreversible. If you recognize yourself in any of these habits, change them today. The sooner you act, the sooner your arteries can start healing, and the lower your risk becomes. In the next part, I'll show you the natural, science-backed solutions you can start using immediately. Solutions that can not only stop the damage, but actually help reverse it. You've just seen the 3 silent mistakes that quietly damage arteries. Now let's flip the script. Here's the kitchen-first plan to reverse the chemistry inside your blood, ease pressure on your arteries, and cut your risk of both heart attack and stroke. This is how to prevent heart disease naturally without turning your life upside down. The Eat This reveal. Pomegranate. If your arteries are the fuel pipes, pomegranate is like sending in a team of gentle cleaners. Its deep red polyphenols, collagens, help neutralize oxidative stress, protect the endothelial cells that keep vessels flexible, and support nitric oxide signaling so blood flows more freely. In older adults, consistent intake has been linked with meaningful reductions in arterial plaque within months. Translation: less sludge on the pipe walls, smoother flow to the heart and brain. How to use it: 4 to 6 shots of unsweetened pomegranate juice daily, or half cup of fresh arils sprinkled on oatmeal or salad. This is one of the most practical stroke prevention foods and among the best cholesterol-lowering foods for seniors, as long as you keep added sugar out. Safety note: if you take blood thinners or multiple prescriptions, ask your clinician before adding daily juice. The supporting cast that multiplies the effect: garlic. Garlic sulfur compounds help lower LDL oxidation, relax vessels, and support healthy blood pressure. Think of it as anti-rust protection for your pipes. Stir into olive oil after cooking, crush into salsa, or add at the end of soup to preserve actives. Heads up: garlic can potentiate anticoagulants. Check with your doctor if you're on blood thinners. Beets and leafy greens. Beets and greens are rich in natural nitrates. Your body converts to nitric oxide, the molecule that tells arteries to open up. Better nitric oxide equals better flow to the brain and heart. Roast beets for dinner, sip 4 to 6 shots beet juice before a walk, and pile greens on every plate. This is core to the best diet for heart health for seniors. Fatty fish and walnuts. Omega-3s help stabilize plaque, lower triglycerides, and calm artery inflammation. Aim for salmon, sardines, or mackerel 2 servings a week, plus a small handful of walnuts most days. Not into fish? Consider algae-based omega-3 as a food-first backup, and discuss with your clinician. Extra virgin olive oil EVO bathes the endothelium in polyphenols that fight oxidative stress. Use it to dress salads, drizzle over vegetables, or finish soups. It complements vitamins for heart health found in whole foods by improving absorption of fat-soluble compounds. Fiber for the fuel filter. Oats, beans, apples, berries. Soluble fiber binds bile acids and helps carry excess cholesterol out of the body. A bowl of oats at breakfast, beans at lunch, and berries or an apple for a snack create a steady cholesterol export conveyor belt. Pair those berries with pomegranate arils for a double antioxidant hit. Morning hydration, the safe way. Start your day with warm water plus lemon to gently wake the liver, your oil refinery. If you have low blood pressure, a tiny pinch of mineral salt can help you feel steadier. If you have hypertension, skip the salt. Stick to warm lemon water. The point is gentle circulation, not sodium loading. Why this food matrix works. Antioxidants reduce the sparks that damage the arterial lining. Nitric oxide boosters tell vessels to relax and widen. Omega-3s quiet the inflammatory fire that hardens plaque. Soluble fiber escorts cholesterol out through digestion. Together, they improve the quality of your blood, protect your endothelium, and lighten the workload on your heart. Exactly what you want when you're aiming to prevent stroke and heart attack. Pick 2 of these moves and do them before tomorrow. Add 4 to 6 shots unsweetened pomegranate juice to breakfast. Swap processed meats for a walnut and olive oil salad at lunch. Walk 10 minutes after dinner, then finish with roasted beets and greens. These are small, repeatable steps, the kind that rebuild arteries quietly over weeks and months. In the next section, I'll turn all of this into a simple morning, noon, evening action plan you can follow for 7 days so you'll feel changes in energy, breathing, and blood pressure steadiness. Keep watching. Your future self will thank you. Here's the exact plan that hundreds of people over 60 have followed, and many started noticing more energy, lower blood pressure, and lighter steps in just 7 days. You don't need expensive treatments or complicated routines. This is simple, natural, and science-backed. Morning. Start your day by fueling your heart. The first 60 minutes after waking up set the tone for your entire cardiovascular system. Step 1. Drink a glass of warm alkalizing water. Simply mix warm water with a pinch of mineral-rich sea salt and a squeeze of lemon. This helps flush overnight toxins, hydrate your blood, and wake up your liver, your body's oil refinery for clean circulation. Step 2. Take a 15-minute brisk walk outdoors. Movement first thing in the morning gets your blood flowing, delivering oxygen to your brain and heart. Step 3. Finish with 5 minutes of deep breathing, the 4-7-8 method. This oxygenates your blood, lowers morning blood pressure spikes, and helps prevent the early morning surge in heart attack symptoms that doctors often warn about. Midday, eat for clean arteries. By lunchtime, your body is ready for the best diet for heart health for seniors. Meals that keep your arteries wide and flexible. Fill 70% of your plate with plants, leafy greens, colorful vegetables, and fresh fruit. These foods are rich in fiber, antioxidants, and natural nitric oxide boosters to keep blood vessels open. Make the other 30% clean protein, wild-caught fish, skinless poultry, or plant-based sources like lentils and chickpeas. Add cholesterol-lowering foods for seniors such as oats, avocado, and walnuts. These reduce LDL and nourish your arteries. After eating, rest for 15 minutes, but avoid stress, scrolling through bad news, or rushing back to work. Stress hormones can tighten arteries just as much as a salty meal. Evening. Protect your heart and brain before sleep. Nighttime is when your body repairs, but only if you set it up to do so. Eat your last meal before 7 p.m. This gives your digestive system a break and keeps blood sugar stable overnight. Take a light 10-minute walk to keep blood circulating and reduce the risk of clot formation. Avoid long, inactive hours in front of the TV. Prolonged sitting slows brain blood flow and increases stroke risk. Instead, stretch, stand, or walk around during commercials. The LDL-lowering daily formula. Your goal is to combine all 4 key food groups every day: leafy greens, healthy fats, omega-3 rich proteins, antioxidant-rich fruits. When eaten consistently, these foods not only lower LDL, but also improve blood vessel flexibility, a critical factor in how to prevent heart disease naturally. 7-Day Heart and Brain Challenge. Here's your call to action. For the next 7 days, follow this schedule exactly. Keep a health journal. Write down your meals, your walks, your breathing exercises, and note how you feel each day. Track energy levels, mood, sleep quality, and any changes in your heart rate or blood pressure if you can. At the end of the week, compare your results. Most people notice they're less bloated, more energetic, and often sleeping better. Some even report fewer silent heart attack symptoms, like unexplained fatigue or neck tightness. Your heart and brain deserve this care. Start today, because prevention isn't just about living longer, it's about living better. And here's the story of Mrs. Lan, a 65-year-old grandmother from a small coastal town. 6 months ago, Mrs. Lan was living in quiet fear. She had already experienced occasional chest pressure and shortness of breath, the signs of heart attack or stroke that so many people brush off. Her blood pressure was creeping higher each month, and her doctor warned that plaque buildup in her arteries was moderate to severe. She was told medication would be a lifetime commitment. But Mrs. Lan decided to try a different path first. She committed to the plan we've shared today, starting her mornings with warm, alkalizing water, moving her body every day, eating for clean arteries, and practicing deep breathing to feed her blood with oxygen. She learned how to prevent heart disease naturally, and she practiced it without fail. The change didn't happen overnight, but by the 3rd week, she noticed more energy. She could walk up the hill to the market without stopping to catch her breath. Her headaches were less frequent. By month 3, her blood pressure was back in the healthy range, and follow-up scans showed her arteries were cleaner, with improved blood flow to her brain. Today, Mrs. Lan sleeps deeply, wakes up refreshed, and spends her afternoons laughing and playing with her grandchildren. She told us, "The best part isn't just that I feel better. It's knowing I've added more good years to be with my family." This isn't a miracle story. It's a result of small, consistent choices you can start making right now. You don't have to wait for a scare. You don't have to live in fear of the next heartbeat. The question is simple. Do you want to live well enough to hug your grandchildren for years to come, or look back one day regretting that you knew what to do, but didn't act? If this message has given you hope, clarity, or even just one idea to protect your heart, please share it. You never know whose life you might touch, a friend, a neighbor, or a family member who silently needs this information before it's too late. Your heart matters. Their heart matters. Let's keep them beating strong, together.